Lay down and relax. I shall read to you. Welcome back, little human. You arrive with that same quiet curiosity I have seen in wanderers who stand too close to ancient stories, unsure whether to whisper or to listen. Tonight I will guide you through one of the oldest heartbeats ever felt in the human world. A tale of music, shadows, love, and the price of a single glance. This is the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, but not as mortals tell it. I remember it from the edges of the world, from mountain tops where even the wind paused to hear a lyre playing grief into the sky. So wrap yourself in your blankets, let your breath deepen, and let the noise of your day fall away like dust shaken from old parchment. I am here. I will carry the tale slowly, carefully, as only a dragon who has watched centuries pass can do. Close your eyes now, and step with me into the twilight between the living and the dead, where music once softened the darkness itself. Long before you or I were born, and trust me, I was born a very long time ago, there lived a young poet-musician named Orpheus. He was the son of a muse, Calliope, whose voice was said to shape the very bones of stories, and a mortal king who contributed, well, very little, as mortal kings often do. But Orpheus, his music was something else entirely. When he touched his lyre, the strings shimmered like starlight caught in a spider's web. Beasts paused mid-hunt. Trees leaned closer. Even the river gods, forever grumbling about humans muddying their waters, drifted peacefully to the banks to listen. Once, in Thrace, I myself heard his melody from leagues away, a soft ribbon of sound that wound its way up the mountainside to where I slept curled in sunlight. It was gentle, warm, honest, even my old dragon heart, plated with centuries of smoke and iron, softened like wax. That is the kind of musician Orpheus was. Eurydice was no goddess, no princess, no daughter of thunder or sea. She was a nymph born of quiet places, meadows, streams, and summer breezes. Her laughter was said to hush storms. Her footsteps encouraged flowers to bloom. When Orpheus saw her dance in a clearing, sunlight flickering through the leaves like golden confetti, he lost the ability to breathe for a moment. When Eurydice heard his music, she forgot how to walk away. Everyone noticed, even I did, though dragons are not prone to rooting for romantic mortals. You fall in love so quickly, and grieve even faster. Still, they were beautiful together. His music was a river. Her presence was the moonlight on its surface. It felt right. It felt inevitable. Which in myth always means trouble. On the day she died, the air shimmered with heat. Orpheus played beneath an oak tree. Eurydice wandered nearby, collecting flowers, humming softly. Then a hunter, arrogant, bored, the type who believed every woman wanted his attention, cornered her in the tall grass. Eurydice fled, barefoot, heart-pounding, looking for Orpheus. But the serpent found her first. Some say it was a common snake. Others say it was a creature touched by underworld magic. I believe it was simply fate wearing scales. The bite took her quickly. She collapsed, the flowers scattering like forgotten promises. By the time Orpheus reached her, she was still. Her hand, once warm enough to tame storms, was cooling fast. His scream broke the sky. I heard it. So did the gods. Most mortals accept death's finality. They bury their dead, or burn them, or whisper prayers to whatever forces might be listening. Orpheus did not. He descended alive into the underworld, a feat even heroes hesitate to attempt. The path was steep, sharp, riddled with spirits that clawed at him as he passed. But Orpheus played his lyre, and the darkness softened. The river Styx, usually sullen and foul, stilled its currents to listen. The boatman Charon, grizzled as old driftwood, ferried him across without demanding a coin. Cerberus, the three-headed guardian hound, whose breath could melt marble, whimpered and lay down like a puppy soothed by a lullaby. Even the shades, those pale, wandering memories of the dead, gathered around him like moths to flame. I have walked those depths once or twice. They do not welcome the living. But Orpheus walked with music as his torch. At last he stood before the dark thrones of Hades and Persephone. Hades, stern as obsidian, rarely moved. Persephone, pale and shining like spring trapped in winter, watched him with keen eyes. Orpheus said nothing at first. He simply played. His music told of their love, soft mornings, shared laughter, the taste of sunlight on skin. It told of his grief, sharp, deep, consuming as the void. It told of longing, that unbearable ache humans feel when half their soul has gone missing. Even the fates paused their weaving. The Furies wiped their cheeks. Hades, whose heart was carved from night itself, shifted as though something inside him cracked. Persephone leaned forward, touched by the music, remembering her own stolen spring. "Let her go," she said softly to her husband. And for once, Hades listened. But gods never grant mercy without a condition. "You may lead her out," he said, "but you must not look back until you both stand in the light of the living world." A simple rule, little human. But simple is not the same as easy. Orpheus took her hand, cold, faint, but there, and led her upward. The tunnels twisted like the roots of ancient trees. Shadows clung to the walls. Every step felt too quiet. Eurydice's footfalls made no sound. Her breath left no trace. Her presence felt incomplete. Fear bloomed inside him. What if she wasn't really behind him? What if Hades tricked him? What if he walked alone through the dark? Doubt is a clever creature, little human. It whispers louder the closer you come to hope. At last a faint glow appeared ahead. Daylight. A return to life. Orpheus stepped into the sun. Warmth washed over him. He turned. Eurydice was still in the shadow, 1 foot from freedom. Their eyes met. Hers soft, sorrowful, forgiving. And then she dissolved. Not violently, not painfully, just gently, like dew touched by morning. He reached for her, grasped nothing. He fell to his knees. I remember the moment. The earth shuddered slightly, as grief often does. Orpheus tried to re-enter the underworld, but Charon refused him. The shades turned away. No doorway opened. You only get 1 chance with death. It 'Tis the one rule even dragons respect. Orpheus wandered the world after that, playing songs so heavy with sorrow that mountains wept in rainstorms. Birds circled above him, quiet as dusk. Those who heard his mourning claimed their dreams turned silver from the sound. Some say he died at the hands of frenzied maenads. Others say Apollo carried him to the heavens. But I believe this. On windless nights, across quiet fields, when the world seems to hold its breath, I sometimes hear a faint melody, soft, trembling, full of yearning, a song of a man still searching for the woman he loved. And somewhere deep in the underworld, Eurydice pauses when she hears it. Her shadow turns toward the sound, and she smiles. For love, little human, does not end where death begins. It simply changes shape, the way smoke does, or music. And so, little traveler, we reach the final notes of the tale, fading softly like the last echo of a lyre string plucked in the dark. You have walked beside Orpheus as he braved the depths no mortal should enter. You felt Eurydice's presence just behind him, fragile as breath. And you witnessed how a single moment of doubt can tilt the world. You humans call it tragedy. I call it memory. The kind that lingers in the bones of mountains, in the hush of wind, in the shimmer of stars that watched it unfold. Now your eyes grow heavy, and even the night itself seems to exhale. Let sleep gather around you like a soft wing, folding you into its quiet. Rest, little human. Dream gently, and fear not. I will keep watch as I always do. When next you return, I shall have another story waiting for you, glowing faintly beneath my scales, ready to warm the dark. Until then, sleep safely under a dragon's watch with some draconic dreams. Good night, humans.